Once upon a time, in a bustling town nestled between rolling hills and sparkling rivers, lived an old man named Mr. Ali. He was known far and wide as the best biryani maker in the entire kingdom. His small, colorful stall stood right in the middle of the town's marketplace, and every morning the air would fill with the delicious smell of his mouth-watering biryani. People would line up for hours to taste it, and no one ever left disappointed. But there was something truly special about Mr. Ali's biryani that no one knew. It was magical. Not even Mr. Ali's closest friends knew his secret. You see, Mr. Ali had inherited a special recipe from his grandmother, who was a kind-hearted sorceress. She taught him how to cook with not just spices, but with a touch of magic. Every evening, just as the stars started twinkling in the sky, Mr. Ali would go to his kitchen, light his small stove, and carefully add ingredients to the pot. He would stir the rice, add fragrant spices, and then whisper a secret spell passed down through generations. Spice and rice, mix so nice, let the magic be my guide, fill each grain with joy and cheer, for all who taste, the magic's here. As soon as he whispered the spell, a soft glow would surround the pot. The biryani would sparkle for just a moment, and anyone who ate it would feel the magic, although in a very unique way. Some would feel lighter than air, others would burst into laughter, and some even claimed they could hear the flowers singing. But most importantly, the biryani always filled hearts with happiness and kindness. One bright afternoon, a little boy named Rohan came to the marketplace with his friends. They were excited and a bit mischievous, running from one stall to another. They had heard tales about Mr. Ali's magical biryani, but didn't believe the stories. Curious, they decided to visit the stall and see for themselves. Rohan, the boldest of the group, approached Mr. Ali. "Hello, Mr. Ali. We've heard your biryani is magical, but magic isn't real, is it?" Rohan asked with a cheeky grin. Mr. Ali, with his twinkling eyes and warm smile, leaned down and said, "Why don't you try it and find out for yourself?" The boys giggled but agreed to try the famous biryani. As Mr. Ali handed them each a plate, he secretly whispered his magical spell, and the boys took their first bites. Immediately, Rohan's eyes widened in surprise. He felt a strange, happy tingling in his feet. Then, to his amazement, he began to float. "Look! I'm flying!" Rohan shouted with excitement, lifting a few feet off the ground. His friends were stunned for a moment, but then they too began to float gently above the marketplace. The townspeople gasped and gathered around, watching the boys laugh and fly around like feathers in the wind. "Is it true? Is it really magical?" they whispered to each other. Mr. Ali chuckled softly. "The magic is not in the biryani alone," he said. "It's in the kindness and joy we share with each other. The biryani just helps us remember that." Soon, the boys floated back down, their hearts filled with joy. They ran through the marketplace, spreading happiness wherever they went. Their laughter was contagious, and soon everyone in the marketplace was smiling and laughing along with them. Even the grumpiest old man in town cracked a smile as the boys flew by. Word spread quickly about Mr. Ali's magical biryani. People traveled from distant lands, not just for the taste, but for the happiness it brought. But there was one rule: Mr. Ali would only give his biryani to those with kind hearts. If anyone approached his stall with greed or a bad attitude, biryani would taste like ordinary rice. But if they came with kindness, joy, or love, they would feel the magic within every bite. One day, a rich man from a faraway kingdom came to Mr. Ali's stall. He had heard about the magical biryani and wanted to buy the recipe to sell it for a great profit. "I'll give you all my gold if you sell me your secret recipe," the rich man demanded. Mr. Ali shook his head gently. My biryani is not for sale. It is a gift of love and joy, and that can't be bought with gold. The rich man was angry and stormed off, but Mr. Ali didn't mind. He knew that true happiness couldn't be sold. Instead, he focused on feeding the townspeople, who came to him with open hearts and kind smiles. As the years passed, Mr. Ali's fame grew, but he remained humble and kind. The children of the town loved him, and they often came to his stall just to listen to his stories or watch him cook. And every night, as the stars twinkled in the sky, Mr. Ali continued to whisper his magical spell into each pot of biryani, spreading happiness and joy to all who needed it. In the end, it wasn't just his cooking that made Mr. Ali famous. It was his generosity, his kindness, and his belief that a little magic, mixed with love, could make the world a better place.